My name is Simba Musiyiwa, and I am the proud owner of a artisanal bakery here in Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe. The biggest thing I think, you come across Africa, for me especially, I'd worked abroad for a while and almost 15 years working outside the country, you pick up on trends and things that are happening outside. When I came back home, just saw a gap in the market there, and I thought, it might be really cool to actually get my own little bakery going. It's a small town, a tourist-based town, and for sure no bakery in the town, so it was a no-brainer. I'm a chef and all-rounder, but gravitated towards pastry as I was going through my career, and I just always loved pastry kitchen. It's a different vibe, I think, compared to the hot sections of the kitchen. There's a symphony and a coordination, that's required in the pastry kitchen. And so for me, it's been a passion project. It's been something that's always been in the back of my mind. We're a specialist bakery. For me, the big thing was honing in and focusing in on specialty items, things that I know are difficult to make for most hotels. On the wholesale side, the business is split two ways. We've got retail, but we also have wholesale. And the big thing with the wholesale is the hotels. And it was identifying the things that are fairly difficult. And it's the gluten-free breads, it's the artisanal breads as well, your sourdough, things that, take time to make. And I think we found a niche there with those products. So we don't do a lot of normal stuff. We're really trying to hone in on the specialty bits. Yeah, so COVID did a big one on all of us, I think, and it's a tourist-based town, and everything was a standstill, but it was quite interesting during that period of not having anything to do for the first time. 15 years of just solid work, and all of a sudden being stuck at home. The passion and the thing that I intended to do actually started. It was quite interesting that this thing that we began over COVID has now turned into a business, and we find ourselves here at this location that we've kind of partnered up and connected with an NGO that has an innovation hub, so quite a lot of different entities at this space, but really a cool space where we've actually been able to call it home and actually set up our base. So at the minute, we are cohabitating the space with another family that's, they've started doing coffee, and through this NGO as well, managed to get funding to actually get a roasting machine. So they're roasting their own coffee, getting it from Inyanga in the Eastern Highlands of Zimbabwe, and actually roasting and serving coffee here, which complements a lot what we're doing. I think the possibilities for us are unlimited. I think also with my background, there's a lot of other things in the repertoire and things that we want to do. And so we have the two sites. We've got one here in the suburbs, as like I explained, and then there's one in the center of town. So that way, I think local and international, we're kind of covering our bases in terms of that, yeah. But yes, we are supplying, like any bakery, it's volume, and you got to push that. And the hotels, especially with the specialty breads, is where we are kind of focusing mainly with them. A lot of them don't have the expertise to actually do it themselves, and so obviously outsourcing is the way to do it. And yeah, so we've got a few of them under the belt, and yeah, hopefully next year get more. Consistency and expansion, I think, just really trying to, already with the one store we have, just trying to make sure that we offer amazing consistency and a good product, and then hopefully with time we can open one in Harare or across the border. I think that's the big thing for us. So if you want to find us, we if you're visiting Victoria Falls, Simba's Artisanal Bakery, we're on Instagram, and also we have a Google account page that's opened up as well, fully descriptive. But we're constantly updating our social media content, and hope to see you soon.